Hello and welcome to another live video. Today I'm worried, honestly. I'm worried about a lot of things. I'm worried about the impending financial collapse. I'm worried about potential food shortages. I'm worried about the 2030 agenda. I'm worried about the shadow government and the fact that we just don't have any control or power against them. I'm worried that the world isn't awakening fast enough. I'm worried that we have lost basic skills along the way. I'm worried that we continue to disempower ourselves. I'm worried that there's a steady decline in human rights. I'm worried that the next generation is too distracted to actually do anything. I'm worried about continued censorships on platforms like YouTube. I'm worried about the chemicals in our food, in our water, in our air. I'm worried about all of these things. And I'm sure that through the years, you are worried about those things too. But my biggest worry, and you could even call it a fear, is the awakening itself. I am really worried that we, as incredibly powerful beings of consciousness, I'm worried that we're missing the point. I'm worried that there is a gap within our understanding of what the awakening actually is. And before I go into a very intense rant, because this topic is near and dear to my heart, I do want to mention that the July membership topics on the Cosmic Society for 2023, just in case you're watching this at a later date, is all about entrepreneurship. So if you guys are budding entrepreneurs, maybe you're well-rounded entrepreneurs, and you want a little bit more of a deep dive into what is creating a business, what does that look like? I lay out all of the steps throughout the month of July, so check that out. And then the June Galactic Federation Summit was really incredible, and we actually talked about a lot of agendas in the Galactic Federation Summit. We talked about advice for starseeds at this time of great fear and worry. We talked about nefarious AI in the universe and what that may look like. And you know what? That didn't rub people the right way, which is fine because I'm just objective to the information. We even talked about something called the Mark of the Beast and what that is and what that's going to look like in the future, and so many other great things. So check that out if you haven't already. Let's get back to worry, shall we? So, my biggest fear, my biggest worry, among all of the things, is that we are so distracted, being worried, that we're actually missing the point. And here it is. Here's the point. What is the Great Awakening? The Great Awakening is the realization that we are more than just this body, living in more than just this reality. The awakening is understanding that you are a fractal of Source, that you are universal energy. I'm worried that by focusing on the agendas, by focusing on the worry, that you are in turn feeding your energy into someone else's creation. And I'm going to repeat that. I am worried that you are so worried about all of these agendas that you're actually feeding your focus into someone else's creation. And that last point is the entire point of this video. So I'm sorry that it was a bit, and I love that Canadian accent there, I'm sorry that it was a bit clickbaity. talking about agendas, but this is not about agendas. This is actually about the exact opposite of agendas. It's about creating your reality and stepping in to the understanding that you are all of it and none of it simultaneously. The goal of separating from Source as an individual incarnation is to understand the duality of the universe. Once we understand both good and bad, high vibration and low vibration, we can then choose to override that division by finding the whole, the unity within everything. That's the point. And that's not the point of just being a human on planet Earth. That's not the point of being some reptilian, a part of a dark agenda on planet Earth. That's not the point of being an ant. It's the point of every single incarnation across this entire universe. And we're talking about it right now. This is it. This is the only thing that actually exists in this universe, is understanding as a consciousness that there is duality, but then by understanding both facets of duality, to bring them into unity. It is not about division. It is about learning from division. Division is not the end goal. And that's why when people bring up, well, all AI is bad, or all ETs are good, or, all crystals are magical. We cannot for certain say that just one thing is all bad or all good. It is simply goes against the entire point of the entire universe. We can't say that all human beings are corrupt. Likewise, we can't say that all human beings are pure, because we have both aspects within us. And by understanding, by deep diving, by seeing ourselves as the lowest, deepest, darkest aspects of the universe, and by seeing ourselves as the highest, brightest, most unconditionally loving aspects of the universe, by seeing both sides within ourselves and within this planet and within this universe, we can then understand that it is not just one or the other. It is both always. If you find yourself focused on agendas, if you find yourself constantly worried about what this future holds on planet Earth, then what you are doing is you are feeding that division. You have missed the point of existence entirely. Not to mention, you have missed the point of the awakening altogether. You are choosing to funnel your energy into one state of reality. Therefore, you are creating it. Although it may not seem like a choice, it is. And if you have forgotten that you get to choose what to focus on, therefore what reality you're creating, then let me be your reminder. Just imagine for a second that we are all in a video game, and I am simply a player that you created in your video game to remind you of the only truth which exists. And the only thing that's real is your consciousness. And everything else is just a mere reflection that you chose to create. And I'm going to repeat that because this is it. If there is anything that I could ever teach, ever, it would be this right here. That everything around you, that every family drama, that every car breakdown, that every job issue, that every financial crisis, that every agenda to ever exist on this planet and beyond is all actually just an illusion. It is a projection from the only thing that's real, which is your consciousness. Even this body is an illusion. This is a temporary experience. As a matter of fact, your brain can't differentiate whether this moment is a dream or not. So then who really knows? The only thing that's real is your consciousness. And the easiest way to understand that is your focus. And the only way to take hold of what you are creating from moment to moment based on your focus is to be present. And every single conspiracy, every single agenda, every single fear-mongering YouTuber out there is all doing one thing: taking your focus away from you, which means that which are all just aspects of your own game, your own simulation, are testing you to see if you're going to feed an external reality, or if you're going to be present long enough to make a conscious choice as to what you want to see in your own life, in your own reality, but also what you want to create in the collective reality. This is a simulation. This is a test. This is a game. And this game is set up to test you to see where you're going to be putting your focus. Do you realize yet that you're the one creating all of this? Or are you going to continue to funnel your focus outside of yourself? The second that you truly accept the fact that you are and always have been the creator of your universe and take full responsibility of such, is the second that everything changes instantaneously. I'm doing this video because recently I have noticed that myself and people around me have been playing victim to their reality. And I don't blame them. I don't even blame myself. It's so easy to get caught up in the matrix. It's so easy to forget who we are. It's so easy to begin to believe that we are not creating all of it. It's so easy to feel buried and even suffocated by the powers that be that are all around. But I need to remind you that those powers that be, those agendas, those conspiracy theories, that nefarious AI that's looming over us all the time, right? All of these things are all just extensions of our consciousness. They're all just aspects of the game that we are playing. That although it seems so serious, so life or death, and it really triggers that fight or flight energy in you, it doesn't have to. We've set all of this up for ourselves. And sometimes we need to be reminded to take a huge step back from all of it and realize that this isn't it. All of this chaos, all of this distraction, that's not the truth. That's not the point. We are forgetting the very aspect of spiritual awakening, which is understanding that we are the creator. And that we are all fractals of Source, which means that we all, the darkest of the dark in the universe, have the capacity for unity within. We all have that. And the second that you can understand that you are the creator, and you can find unity within the darkest and the brightest aspects of self, is the second that you're just floating through life. Is the second that you've really understood the point. Is the second, in a way, that you've mastered the very reality that we're experiencing. It's okay to get sucked in. It's okay to forget. We all do. But what's not okay is to perpetuate fear, worry, doubt, uncertainty, and victimhood. And because if life has taught me anything, we are the very opposite of a victim. We are the creator. So take a look at your life right now. Take a look at any areas of your life, any people in your life, any lack in your life. And take the responsibility in this very moment, as you have chosen to create this information in your reality, to take responsibility over all of the successes in your life and over all of the downfalls in your life, over all of the disharmony and the lack and the fear in your life. You created that. And you want to know what that means? It means that you can uncreate it. It means that you can recreate it to be whatever you want it to be. And that's including major health challenges. That's including major financial issues. You have the ability to recreate everything in your life. And once you find the unity and the power within conscious focus, then you can start shifting the universe that you live in so that the collective reality around you actually looks a lot different. And all of a sudden, when you stop worrying about the worst case scenario and you start focusing on the best thing that could happen, you start to change everything. That's you. That's not me. That's not the government. It's not your in-laws. It's not your boss. It's not your neighbor. It's not your spirit guides. It's definitely not the Galactic Federation. It's you. It's always been you. And I'm here to remind myself of this very point and to remind all of you of this very point. So, I beg you, stop worrying. Stop feeding someone else's reality. Step into your power. You have created everything in your life so far, which means that you have the power to uncreate and recreate. And you do so simply with focus. What do you want, Starseed? It's yours. It's always been yours. It's already there. Take your power back and start recreating your universe today. And be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this empowering message to those around you who are suffering and struggling in the heaviness of the energy lately, because we're doing it to ourselves. Bye for now.